Welcome to this video, and in this very session of this course we'll be taking a look at how to map value support and resistance zone. So when we started this course, that's why I said everything I did at the start, take note, because that will build a foundation to everything that we're doing in this course. And this is module 2 of this course, meaning we have gone far, and this course is a 5 module course. So from TP 3 and 4 we should be seeing a real-time analysis of how to use all these things that we are saying to build a complete trading setup, be it currency, be it crypto, be it a stock. So at the beginning, I showed you guys that there is a difference between support and resistance and demand and supply. I personally, sometimes if I do rough analysis, I don't always have the moment or time to declare or identify those zones differently. I'll just map out my support and resistance, or sometimes label it supply and demand. But in this course, I took time to make sure I illustrate how these things work and how they look, that the two things are different. This topic is going to be short. I'm not going to waste time at all. So support and resistance zone are decision areas on the chart where buying and selling pressure cause price to pause or reverse. So I will basically show you guys one of the things that make support a strong support and resistance zone. So this chart is long, and you can see that I've moved to a particular section to identify this key zone, resistance support. So when you see a support or resistance zone, it's supposed to be a zone, just as I stated in trend line, that for a trend line to be qualified to be used as a trading tools, there are certain requirements. You can go back to my previous course and check that. So the same thing applicable to support and resistance. So to be qualified to call a support, you might have noticed that the price must enter this zone and reject multiple times, right? You can't pick this zone right now and label it a resistance zone, right? You can't pick this and label a resistance zone. Just one market action step into the place. So it doesn't qualify. You can't really call this a support zone, right? Though the price will have multiple times, but I would prefer this is a demand zone, this is a supply, this is a support zone. Why is it so? It is an overall high and the low of the chart depend on the size of the chart that you can view, and that depends on your screen, right? The highest level that the highest and the lowest level that the price has tested repeatedly. In this case, price entered here, consolidate, return back, enter again, consolidate, return back, enter again, still cannot break out. Do you see how many times price move, create a structure, return back, cannot still break it, return back. This how many zones, how many times? It's too many to count. The points are too many to count. So this qualifies to be a strong support zone which I can extend over time, right? I can extend it to contain the future action that is going to happen. So what does that tell me? Whenever price move into this zone, I should be looking for a buy confirmation until it proves otherwise. Look at in this case, the price entered the first time, return, form double top, return back, cannot still break over a period of time. So this is a resistance zone, and it is a strong one until you see a breakout. Even price try at this point could not break it still, because it's the same resistance. Return back again could not break until after this pullback, the price return back, buyers were able to gather the momentum or volume to push the breakout of the resistance zone. So that's basically how to identify a resistance and support zone. So you can't just pick a point, price move into an area of isolation like this just once or twice, and you label it a support. No, this is a demand zone. When it is like this is pure demand zone. This is a supply zone, right? So support zone, in this case, you can call this a support. Highest level, price reacts inside the many times, return back, could not break. After a long move, return back, still could not break, and is heading downward now, which I don't know what is going to happen next. but this is qualified to be called a resistance zone. And also considering the pattern, if you look at the bigger picture, this is what will likely happen, right? And this movement is going to lead to this. You look out for a place that the price has reacted many times. This is where the movement may likely end. I'm not really sure. I cannot stay this long on a chart. So it just a kind of overview of the pattern and seeing a double top because price already rejected at this point and it's coming down. If I expand this, you see the number of candles and the pattern form already, right? So a double top has already formed. Price came in, reject, return back, still reject, cannot break the zone. So let's see what is going to happen for those that are trading this. Or before I end this course, I'm going to revisit this, or we can take one of our application analysis using this. I've noted it AUD JPY. Let's see what is going to happen in the future. So basically, that is what constitutes a valid resistance and support zone. So don't just always pick a random point and label it a support. That is why you will pick a random point, label it a support, the next thing price move and break it easily. That is not how it's supposed to be. Support or resistance is supposed to be a strong zone. Price might have tested over time and could not break, not just some kind of minor zone that price just reacts and return back. So this is basically a demand zone if you want to consider the market structure and how the price move. So these points are demand. If you notice, I skipped this moment because let me check. I cannot call this a swing, right? For real, it is not a swing. If you take this as a swing, you may likely make a wrong decision. This is consolidation. You have to know all these things, take notes of them, and know how price reacts to it. So in this case, it's just for you to put a range, support, and resistance, then wait for a breakout. So basically, that takes us to the end of this very topic. See you guys in the next video.